What's up YouTube? Today we'll continue with my series Investing in Greatness. Today's the number 28. You can check the other ones on my YouTube channel. There is actually a playlist for all of them. Guys, today's player will be actually two players, Manuel Neuer and Gianluigi Buffon. In my perspective, two of the best goalkeepers ever. I believe you can make a solid argument for one of them to be the GOAT, and I thought it was specially to make Investing in Greatness for them, especially in one video together. If in the end up enjoying this video, and I would say one thing, this is not even the series that gets the most views on my channel. If you still enjoy and if you still understand my goal with this type of series that is actually trying to provide value long run for the soccer card market, please do not forget to leave a like, very important. Also consider to subscribe if you are not part of the channel, part of the subscribers. Very important, leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, let's go into the video. So guys, like I said, today Investing in Greatness will be Neuer and Buffon, two of the best goalkeepers ever. I believe most of you guys are aware of that. For me, they are actually the two best goalkeepers ever, not two of the best. For me, they are actually the GOATs. Between 1 and 2 is very difficult, and I guess it's important to say at the beginning of the video, I put Buffon a little bit ahead of Neuer, but he's very close and Neuer is still playing at top level, so who knows at the end of his career. That being said, I also understand some people say, oh, what about Casillas, Yashin, Schmeichel, Oliver Kahn? All of those goalkeepers are great, and there is a chance that in the future I also make Investing in Greatness for them. But being honest, and I think it's important to be in this video, I really put these two men ahead of all the others. So before I go into the video, let's do the disclaimer, very important one, but also short. No financial advice, always do your own research. No one can predict the market. Fundamentals are your best friend in the long run. Any card will show in this video or any video I can eventually be buying or selling. On the description you can find a eBay affiliate link that supports the channel. Same goes for Patreon. Any support, thank you so much for that. English, as you can see at this point, not my main language. Any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry. Let's start with Buffon and Neuer greatness. And there is a lot of things to like about them. Let's start with Buffon. Looking at his Instagram account, 10 million followers, which of course is an amazing number. One World Cup, 2006, iconic World Cup, if you ask me, 10 times Serie A. And I think it's important to actually look at this number and put a lot of things in perspective, because Buffon was playing in Serie A when Serie A was elite. In the 90s, Serie A was amazing. He did very well with Parma, he did very well with Juventus. So 10 times Serie A is an impressive number. One time League One with PSG, one UEFA Cup, and 5 times UEFA Team of the Year. Second place in 2006 at Ballon d'Or. The winner was Cannavaro, which I thought was actually quite unfair. I thought Buffon or even Zidane could have a claim to that Ballon d'Or, but that's a different story for another day. Now looking at Manuel Neuer, 12 million followers on Instagram, another crazy number. One World Cup in 2014, which I thought Buffon also had amazing performance. 2 times Champions League, 10 times Bundesliga, 6 times German Cup, 4 times UEFA Team of the Year, and 3rd place in 2014 Ballon d'Or. Well, the reality is the Ballon d'Or era, especially for both, but more for Neuer, was very dominated by Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. So when you guys see 2nd place, 3rd place at Ballon d'Or, this is something this is a huge deal for a goalkeeper. Without Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, Neuer, for example, probably, again, this is just who knows, but probably could have a Ballon d'Or. I guess you can apply the same logic for Xavi, Iniesta, etc. But you guys get the point. So, impressive career, as you see. I would say one thing, the big difference between them for me is that Neuer won Champions League 2 times and Buffon never won the Champions League. Actually lost a couple of finals. But I would say in favor of Buffon, I think the Serie A was a more competitive league than Bundesliga, at least for a big part of his career. So there is that. I think both are incredible. Moving on, and I would love to share with you my favorite moment for Buffon, and I think this is actually quite logic. Was the 2006 final? If you guys remember, they played against France. I thought Buffon had an amazing game and ended up winning the World Cup. Both photos are there is no Photoshop in both photos, by the way. Both are real. This photo with Zidane, I think, is a all-time great, and this photo for me almost represents pre-modern. I mean, we have one of the French goats, we have one of the Italian goats clashing in the 2006 finals, and iconic moments. I remember this World Cup very, very well. And Italy was an amazing team. Not that the football was beautiful, but was Italy. Was a defensive force. Buffon, Cannavaro, all Nesta, all of them had a great, great impact on the team. And I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this World Cup. So for me, this is my favorite moment for Buffon. Now moving on for Neuer. Actually, my favorite moment for Neuer was quite recently the World Cup, not World Cup. I'm sorry, the Champions League 2019-2020, the COVID one, if you can put things that way. This was, I mean, the final was Bayern Munich versus PSG, and this man was unstoppable. I mean, what was difficult was so difficult for Mbappe and Neymar to score against him. He was everywhere. And look, Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria, Cavani. I'm not sure if Cavani was there at the time, but you guys get the point. Even Mbappe and Neymar alone, this is not easy at all. And Neuer, I will not say alone because the defense in Bayern Munich was also quite good. But Neuer had such a great performance. Look at this photo, stopping Mbappe. I mean, incredible stuff. And for me, actually, was the best player on the pitch on that day. This was the Lisbon Champions League final, and ended up winning Champions League, as you can see. So now moving on to the Buffon rookie material, and I think is actually a player that is very easy to cover because there is only two rookies. You can even say there is only one rookie because at the front the card looks the same. So we have Panini Calciatore, the Italian version, 95, and we also have Panini Calciatore, 95, but Japanese back. PSA total for the Italian version is a little bit over 100. PSA 10 total, just one. I was quite impressive. I thought the gemmant rate was a little bit higher, so in this case 1%, even a little bit less. And the last PSA 9 was 336 USD. The Japanese version is much more difficult to find. This is the SCC total. This card is mine, by the way, is Pop 1. I know that the SCC does not grade this card. PSA grades, but does not make any difference between the Italian version and the Japanese version. So looking at this number, 100 copies, I can guarantee because I actually saw a couple and I know people that own the Japanese version on this pop, basically, that there is no differentiation. And you guys can ask me, okay, but what is the differentiation between them? Is actually quite easy. So if you look at the back, you can see the Italian version is blue and is Italian, and the Japanese back is black and is Japanese. So very easy actually to spot. I don't understand very well why PSI does not make a differentiation. Maybe at the time you see this video, that's already happening, and I will be very happy with that because at the end of the day, as long as they correct things, that's good enough for me. But that's the real. So that was one of the reasons I end up grading this card with CSG and not with PSA, Beckett, or SCC because they do not make a differentiation or don't even grade like CSG. So I thought this was an important note. One thing that I always do with this type of videos, if you want to support the channel, I will leave a eBay affiliate link below the video where I will share probably a couple of cards or a card that I think is related with the video that is selling on eBay right now. So moving on to the Neuer rookie material. And this is a more complex case, not that difficult also, but there is much more rookies to choose for Manuel Neuer. Let's start with the card. This is a Panini UEFA Champions League card. Beautiful card, if you ask me. Some people may not like the card because it's part of a game. But I believe this is a great photo for Manuel Neuer. PSA total is 24. PSA 10 total 0, gem rate of course is also 0, and the last PSA 8 sold for a little bit over $100. This in good condition seems quite more difficult than the other rookies. The back on the card is a blue back, so it's very easy to ship, it's very easy to find damage. This is my guess, of course, but from my experience, and I owned a couple of those in the past, is not an easy card to grade by any means. A PSA 9 probably will be an amazing grade. A PSA 10 eventually, I believe, will appear, but I don't expect the gem rate to get crazy because this is a really difficult card to grade. That being said, grading is very subjective, and for example, there is rumors that PSA is grading a little bit softer now. And if that's the case, who knows? So have that in mind because I don't want to say one thing and look, 1 year from now, there is 20 PSA 10s. I don't believe that will be the case, but with grading companies, you need to be careful. So looking at the other, but I would say one thing. I believe if I had to guess, trying to have an educated guess, I believe this will be condition rarity. Looking at the other one, this is the 2007 Panini Bundesliga football stickers. In terms of lineage, it's probably the one I like the most. Why? Well, the reality is this was made for the Bundesliga. The other two rookies are made for the Champions League. And I think looking at rookie material, all of them make sense to be, but if I had to choose one that in terms of lineage is a little bit stronger, I would go for the Panini Bundesliga. That being said, is actually in PSA 10 is the easy one. So PSA total is 35 and PSA 10 is 13. Gem rate is 29% and the last PSA 9 sold, I would say $200, $2 less, you guys get the point. Moving on to the next one is, again, same photo but a different frame because this was Panini UEFA Champions League sticker and PSA total is 52, PSA 10 6, gem rate is 12%. The last PSA 9 sold for 30 USD. And you guys are, wait, what? Yeah, this is actually crazy. I was doing the research. I saw that on eBay in an auction, someone got this for $30. And I was looking at without CC, and the card sells for around $100. So I think someone got the deal. I guess the market is also not in the best shape. But look, again, I cannot provide any type of financial advice, as you guys know. But if you ask me, one of the best goalkeepers ever, $30, basically probably what the person paid for the slab or close to that. This seems a great buy. The pop, again, 52 is not that high, right? So amazing stuff. If you ask me, link below the video if you want to check them. So this I was not sure about putting on the video or not, but I thought was important to at least mention. So this is a postal card. It actually is not even exactly a postal card. I don't even know what name, but the size is the size of a postal card. This is very common in Europe. So basically at the start of the season, teams like Schalke 04, Bayern Munich, they tend to make this type of postal cards / cards where they basically make players sign. So this is actually sign on the card, and they send to fans, especially the ones that support the club the most. As you can see, this says season, which is season 2005, 2006. So this is quite earlier than actually the rookies. I would not be surprised again if in the future some grading company starts accepting those. I don't think it's even a bad idea, being honest, because look, when I see pirate sets getting graded and actually releases then by the club are not getting accepted, I think it's a question of time until they actually can get accepted. So these ones are not that expensive, but you need to be patient. To be fair, if you follow the eBay the German eBay, better saying, You probably can still find them maybe $20, maybe $50. I'm not sure, to be fair, but not something that expensive. But at the end of the day, it's still a signed card by Neuer. By the way, again, both are mine, and I think they are amazing collectibles. But for now, they are not getting graded. Moving on. Before we go into modern cards for them, I think it's important to share with you my Patreon. Look, guys, if you love this content on YouTube, guess what? I put a lot of content on Patreon that you guys are missing out if you do not join. So, Patreon weekly content / exclusive content every Wednesday and every Saturday. Anyone joining the Patreon will be able to ask questions for the Wednesday Q&A. And again, I do this every Wednesday. That's why on Wednesdays there is no videos on YouTube. You also have access to all the old content, more than 70 videos and more than 70 audios. So if you join the Patreon right now for the first time, you basically have, I don't know, 1 week, 1 month of content to watch there. Everything will be related, or at least 99% will be related with the soccer card market. Link on the description if you want to join, or you can scan this code. Same logic goes for my Discord. We are more than 800 members and we are growing quite fast. Link will also be below the video. It's an amazing place to learn and share. If you can interact with me there, you can interact with other collectors there. Amazing place to basically chat about the soccer card market. Scan the code or link below the video. Moving on to modern cards / historic sets, and I think at this point we all agree that Prizm 2014 and Chrome 2017 Champions League are probably the two most important sets in the modern era. I would mention also, of course, Flawless, Eminence, that are more in the high-end side of the market, but in the regular, if that makes any sense, to be fair, side of the market, those two are historic sets, and I think, to be fair, the gold parallels for them, the reds for Topps Chrome, they even outperform Flawless and stuff like that. So these are the two most historic sets, at least, again, everything that I'm doing on this video. At the end of the day, there is some facts, but there is also a lot of my opinion. So for both have cards in Prizm and Chrome 2017. As you can see, the 2014 Prizm for Manuel Neuer is a beautiful card. I would say one thing all the time about Modern. If you want to invest in Modern, I would not buy base by any means. I would actually try to focus in numbered cards. I understand this could even be a rich take, to be fair, but I honestly think it's an honest take. I think playing in base, playing in something that is not numbered in Modern can actually be quite dangerous. Just my 2 cents to the conversation. But looking at Neuer, a beautiful Prizm card, if you ask me. This one is a little bit more controversial because it's like an action shot on the Topps Chrome. But I still enjoy both. I think both are important cards if you are a Manuel Neuer collector. Buffon, I love both cards also. I think in this case the Topps Chrome, the photo to be fair is not that great, I'm sorry. The Topps Chrome looks beautiful for Buffon. I love the fact he's with Juventus kit, which is for me is how I remember Buffon the most. And with Italy, I also think is a great card. So I love all 4 cards you guys are seeing on the screen. I think they are amazing cards if you want to collect both players. One thing that I would love to say about this is I think the 2014 Panini Prizm for Manuel Neuer is much more important than the 2000 Panini Prizm for Gianluigi Buffon. Why? Well, the reality is, first of all, Buffon was an amazing player, of course, but this was not a great World Cup for Italy. That being said, Manuel Neuer was at his prime, ended up being the best goalkeeper of the tournament and ended up winning the World Cup. So I think in terms of importance, this is more important than this one, comparing Buffon and Neuer. For the Champions League, I think that's more debatable. I actually probably enjoy the Buffon card a little bit more since I love the Juventus kit a lot. So Moving on, and if you want to keep playing in modern for them, there is a lot of alternatives. You guys know I'm a big Panini Treble fan. I understand this set is not for everyone. Some people put the Prizm, the Chrome much ahead, and I think that's fine. I also collect those sets, by the way. But I own those too, so this is actually a photo for my from my Instagram. This is the green parallel for treble out of 10. If you ask me, and I'm gonna be very honest, I think these are the most beautiful cards that I have for them, and I also have the Chrome and the Prism. I have a Chrome for Buffon, and actually I have a Chrome for Buffon and for Neuer, and I have a Prism for Neuer, not Buffon. That being said, I still love these cards as much as I love the others in terms of eye appealing. If you have these cards in hand, they are just beautiful. But you have much more alternatives. So you have the select level fields, you have regular select, you have the eminence. You guys get the point. You have a lot of stuff that are beautiful in modern. And yeah, I think that's quite interesting. One thing that I would love to add into this conversation is for the Panini Treble. Again, I love the Manuel Neuer much more. Why? Because he's at Bayern Munich, and the photo, in my perspective, is much better than the top Chrome. For Buffon, I also think he's a special card, being honest, because he's the first season at PSG. I know there is almost no connection PSG and Buffon, but it's still a historical moment for him in his career. So that was an important note to add. Moving on to the national team, and I will try to share with you the first card, the most important card. So for Manuel Neuer, there is a couple of releases in 2010. I end up choosing this Futera card, not that difficult to find. So this is the first card with Germany, I'm sorry, and the first World Cup. Again, this is just one alternative. There is more, there is stickers, maybe there is something that you enjoy more than Futera. I thought this Futera card actually ended up looking quite good, so why not give them a shout out. So in 2012 we have the first Euro card. Not that people tend to care a lot in this market, but I thought it was important to share. Again, just one example, there is more. And the first time and the only time Manuel Neuer ended up winning World Cup was 2014. Again, we already talked about this card. For Buffon, we have the first Italy card and the first Euro. And it's actually Panini UEFA Euro 2000. So if you want the first thing with Italy, at least this is the one I'm aware. Probably there is alternatives, since in Italy they make a lot of stuff. 2002 is the first World Cup. Those cards are quite popular in the hobby and not expensive and very easy to find. 2006 is again World Cup winner. Those cards are also quite popular. Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have their first appearance at World Cup level in this set, and I guess you guys are aware of the set. Beautiful cards, if you ask me. Now, some extra to add into this conversation is, if you want something more premium, there is the 2002 World Cup signed cards for Buffon. This was released in Japan. They are not easy to find by any means, by the way. This photo is from my friend James, another content creator in the soccer card space. It's a beautiful card. There is a Ronaldo. There is a couple of legends with signed cards in this set. And I thought this genuinely Buffon, if you are a Buffon collector, could be a potentially grail for you. Moving on, second year early cards. And I'm putting this, but I'm going to be very honest, guys. This is not even a market. So, look, even these cards you guys are seeing on the screen, where I can see there is some relevance for them, most of them are very, very cheap. Even modern, being honest with you guys, even numbered cards for Buffon, for Neuer are not that expensive. So talking about second year cards, third year cards, early cards in general, this is almost not even a market. But again, as a collector, this is something you can enjoy for very little money. And I'm putting, look, this is a second year sticker for Buffon, second year sticker for Manuel Neuer, one of the first cards for Buffon. Again, not a difficult card to find, but I thought was a nice photo for him. The first season at Bayern Munich for Manuel Neuer. So you can see you have a lot of options, but these cards, again, they are $10, $20. Graded, of course, will be a little bit more, but raw, you can find them quite cheap. And who knows, if the market keeps growing, I believe we are talking about two of the best players ever in the goalkeeper position, so maybe there is upside in the future. So looking at both players' market, let's start with Buffon. So second year card, like I was saying, $35 in a PSA 8, and as you can see at the time, none grade higher. So actually, a potential condition rarity on a sticker like this, which I tend to doubt, to be fair, since people are not grading second-year stickers for Buffon. But my point is, $35 seems a little bit too low for a player like Buffon. The Calciator sticker, which again is the one that people target the most, the 95. PSA 9, again, in my perspective, an amazing grade, $300. The PSA 8 2002, not even $20. So as you can see, you can play on the Buffon slash Neuer market for very little money and buy amazing cards. Looking at Neuer rookies, you can see again, everything tends to be quite cheap, even PSA 9, PSA 8, PSA 9. So this was what I was talking about. On eBay, this card sold for $30, but on BWC it's close to 100. Who knows what's going on? So one thing that is important to understand for both players is the rookie material. I would say probably apart top grades or even the Japanese bag for Buffon are not super expensive. Where you can find people paying, I would say, good amounts of money is more on the modern side. So for example, this Prizm out of 25 for Neuer sold for over $500. But as you can see, for Buffon by New Treble Gold, actually also out of 25, $300. So in this case, raw. So you can see that modern, probably, especially really rare stuff, iconic sets, they can reach a premium for them. But rookie material still quite affordable, and even modern. As long you are not buying the best of the best, you can still buy amazing stuff for both players. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun, and I believe those two guys, they deserve this investing in greatness. They are two of the best players ever in the position. And yeah, leave a like, comment, and see you guys next time. Bye.